In a list of the top 100 Minecraft players, at the top you'll find Marlowww. She is really, really good. So good, in fact, that she is #1 in every single game mode on MC tiers. She's so good, I bet if they added fish PvP, she'd still be tier 1. In comparison to her, I am really, really bad. I'm bad at the game. But I'm not going to let this stop me because there is something I need to prove. A couple years ago, I posted a video where I faked an 100-game win streak on Axe PvP. And somehow, that is probably my highest ranking achievement. I did not want to be known for this fake accolade. So, in order to rewrite my past, I'm going to train like the best Minecraft player to see how much I can improve in 1 week. And hopefully, genuinely be proud of the progress I'm making. Of course, this all starts on day 0. Today is all about setting a baseline to see at the end of the week whether or not I'm actually improving. I'm going to do this by playing 1 game against whoever I randomly match up against, and we'll see if I win or lose that game. Up first is Sword, which I win. Okay, this is going to take too long. I win, I lose, I win, I win, I win, and then I lose, and then I win. Overall, I would say that this is an inaccurate measurement because, honestly, I'm probably worse off in the latter half of the kits than the average person. Though this should be fine because I'm really trying to focus on 3 kits. Meaning, although I'm going to try to improve in all of the kits, it's mainly those and anything else is just bonus. The 3 kits I'm going to focus on are Sword, Axe, and UHC. I'm training in these for a particular reason, but I don't want to reveal it yet. So, instead, let's review what I'm going to work on every single day of the challenge. Of course, I do not know Marlowww, so I don't know exactly how she trains, but she posts a lot of videos, and there's also a lot of videos about her training like her, so we're going to try our best to make a schedule. This is the least scripted part of this video because I don't know how to word it, but we're going to look at videos and we're going to see how they train, and we're going to try to replicate what they're doing. But anyways, this all starts on the first day, the day 1. Yo, didn't I already use this transition? So anyways, the first day, I only practiced Sword PvP. And I did this for only 30 minutes? Yeah, so I actually did something more with my time today. I didn't go outside or anything. I reinstalled this game called Aim Beast that I got after watching a mystery ore video. It's basically a ton of little mini games that help you improve your aim. Since I wanted today to be a really, really basic, focusing on the small components of the game, I really wanted to focus on aim because I thought that's probably really important. And I went really basic with the kit that I played today, which is Sword, the most minimal kit. I think I'm kind of yapping. I spent 2 hours on Aim Beast, 30 minutes on Minecraft. Overall, 2.5 hours to practice, and then my score today, 8 wins, 3 losses, which overall is pretty good. This is games in total, not rounds. Day 1 was kind of the most boring day. So let's move on to day 2. Day 2 me here. So I played 2 hours of Sword PvP, where I specifically looked at tutorials and this one video by Marlowww where she's high tier 1. I now figure out that there's different ways to hit your opponent than what I originally thought. So we'll go through them really quickly. Up first is the sprint hit, where you need to be sprinting and then you hit them really basic. Up next is the sweep hit. This is probably the one you want to avoid. You're not sprinting and it does this little sweep effect. You don't want to do this. I don't know what to call this one, but since I have a music class, I'm just going to call this an offbeat hit. So you kind of hit your opponent while you're jumping up. Oh, it's called an uppercut. And you have to be sprinting, so it does knockback. Next is a critical hit, also really basic. And the last one, I only see Marlowww do this,
because she made a tutorial on it. So you have to look away from your opponent, and then you look back at them, and you have to look away to the same spot. And this way, you can kind of choose which direction your opponent goes in. I was not really able to do this even on an AFK opponent, so I don't know how often this is used. That's a wrap for day 2. My record was 18 wins and 16 losses, which is almost 50%, meaning I did worse on day 2. Day 3. Day 3 and day 4 were actually both only axe PvP, because it's kind of a lot more complicated than sword. So I actually decided to merge these 2 days because they're the exact same. I played only axe both days, so this is what I learned on days 3 and 4. I watched another Marlowww video and a couple unnamed YouTubers, sorry, and it turns out that there's many ways to hit your opponent that happen because of the shield. The shield is what really changes this from sword PvP. The hits from sword PvP are still applicable with the axe, but there's 2 other ways that you can hit your opponent. Number 1 is a backstab. This is what you're meant to do if you can't hit your opponent because they're just holding their shield in front of you. And the second is a disable. If you hit their shield, they can just hit your unprotected self, which is why you need to learn how to disable it safely. There's actually multiple ways to perform each move. So the backstab, you can do the normal one where you jump over your opponent behind them. Swayshi, which I personally like, I didn't know that's what the name was, but I've been doing it for a while, where you have to just run behind your opponent and hit them. You can also do a triangle, which is where you're trying to fake them out to move in one direction, and then you jump over them to the other side. Disables are more technical, but there's not as much variation that you can make. But what you should know is after you disable, you should immediately shoot your crossbow at them. This is because they're not going to be able to easily move out the way, so you don't have to really worry about aiming, you just look straight forward. I forgot to mention auto hits, which is where you have to click really fast while you're holding your shield, so that as soon as they disable your shield, you can just hit them with your axe. That's pretty much everything. I'm not going to mention every single way. What you can't really tell based off the wins and losses is that I ended up winning more games towards the end and losing more games towards the beginning, but no one cares because now we're on day 5. Day 5 is an interesting day because I'm still playing axe, but I introduce UHC, which is the most complicated kit. Do you see how many items are in here? This kit is very complex. I want to break it down really quickly, but it's also very complicated, so it's still going to take a while. One very big difference is that you can heal in this kit. Unlike the others, if you make a big mistake, you're kinda out of the running. But here, you can heal up. Your main weapon is actually the sword, not the axe, because the sword does more damage thanks to the sharpness. The axe does not have sharpness. Next is the cobwebs. Cobwebs, you're kind of meant to entangle your opponent in them. You can place lava, you can crit your opponent. If you place lava, there's this thing called draining that we're not going to deal with. If you get placed in a cobweb, the way that you get out is by your water bucket. You place it and it breaks the cobweb. And then the crossbow, you should only use your crossbow, I would say, at the end of encounters to get an extra little bit of chip damage. And then you just keep it. You shouldn't really use it midway through a fight. In this kit, you get gapples and golden heads, which are both ways to heal, but one is better than the other. The heads heal more than the sword. They also heal quicker, like you can eat them quicker. I would recommend eating the heads first and then the sword because you can get easier, quicker kills that way. Unfortunately for me, Marlowww does not have any UHC videos, except she actually posted a new video recently that at the beginning has a little bit of UHC. And that video is cheating is bad. I'm gonna be honest, this entire training arc was not about rewriting my past. What I do care about is the future. This video is actually a part of a 3-video series, where where the first 2 videos, I'm training in specific things, and in the 3rd video, I do a really big project that I've been wanting to do forever, but previously wasn't skilled or good enough to do. First video, I trained PvP, and in the 2nd video, I'm going to train speedrunning. Now I have to ask you to subscribe, because the last time I asked you guys to subscribe, holy, the number went big. And I guess this is also where I say thank you for 1,000, because I never just mentioned it. There's not many things that I care about other than making videos, so I really do appreciate it when you subscribe. It helps my ego. So that's really all I have for day 5. So now we are going on to day 6 and 7. I actually decided to combine them again. Day 6 started out by playing the other game modes that I hadn't practiced at all before. The few things that I learned are, for Mace specifically, you have to use attribute swapping. I learned this off of a main pair video. I also learned how to do this cool pearl thing where you throw an ender pearl up and then a breeze ball. This will teleport you up so that you can mace them as you're coming down. Nothing super interesting happened though, because I was just playing the other game modes. Whilst I wasn't great, I think I did end up improving in Mace. Mace mainly. I wanted to test my abilities in the other 2 kits that I trained this week. For UHC, I decided to test myself by joining a big free-for-all, and if I won, then I'd prove my ability in UHC. I was the first person to kill anybody, and I knew I needed to get a couple early kills because you actually drop your items when you die, meaning I need to collect a lot more heals.
Hey, damn. Oh my god. I need this guy away. I'd been doing pretty good so far with 5 kills, but I could already tell this Iverson guy was really good. If I wanted to win, he was probably going to be my hardest opponent. In the middle of my fight with Iverson, he starts punching the air, but I ignore it. Me and Iverson had been jumped by a team of all of the other remaining players. At this point, we're cooked. So Iverson asks for a 1v1 in the toughest way possible. So whilst I'm quoting him, me and Iverson decide to team because there was no way we were going to be able to beat this alone. Oh my god, that was so good. GG's to Iverson. And that was the end of day 7 and the training week. Now I know I'm ready to take on 100 games. I woke up bright and early the next day because I know it's going to take multiple attempts to get at least a decent run. Currently, we're looking at attempt number 1. And in the top left, I have a counter that shows how many wins I currently have. So I just gotten 20 wins, and now I was starting to get nervous because this run was actually doing pretty good so far. I end up winning games 21, 22, and 23. That is until I join into game 24 against this person. If you don't know, I kind of have a prejudice against people with short usernames. On average, they are better than the normal player. I would actually have to fully lock in if I wanted to beat this person. They take the first game, which is really scary. One more loss, and the entire challenge ends. Oh my god, I suck. Although I lost, I knew I wasn't gonna get the best run on my first attempt. But I did notice that I played slightly worse against specifically this player. There's specific things like my auto hits not registering, this little arrow shots that I shoot when I'm running away. They weren't hitting, and it cost me the match. But it's not too big of a setback. I can use this to fix my mistakes, and hopefully the next attempt will be even better. Throughout all of these attempts, I didn't even get close. And I was gonna have to accept that. My best attempt got to 23 wins. Nothing else even came to 20. It's obvious that I wasn't ready to take on 100 games in a row. But even though I couldn't do it today, I continued training. For the next month, I kept playing Minecraft PvP, and I could tell I was happy with my improvement. Thanks for watching. If you want to continue watching the series, it's the left video. It might not be out yet, so watch the right. It's what YouTube thinks you might like.